Right now, we're going to talk about loneliness part two. So to begin, let's talk about, just a sec, I'm going to add my guests. Okay, hello. So as you can see, I have
Hello.
Mr. Srinivas joining from Puttur, India. So hi.
Yeah,
And he will be
yeah,
helping us in our discussion.
hello, Dr. Shantira. How are you doing?
Hi. So can you tell me a little bit, give a quick introduction for our audience? Um, just your name, where you're staying, and like what you're doing these days.
Oh,
So you're in Puttur, India, right? And are you studying? So I think we have a technical issue. Um, so anyway, I'll start talking about the loneliness. So basically, with the loneliness, a lot of the issue is subjective. So a lot of people think that a loneliness is equal to being alone. But actually, you can be with people and be lonely, and you can be physically alone and not have loneliness. And so today, when we have our discussion, we're going to talk about that. So, first of all, so it's a subjective feeling where you feel like there's no one there to listen to you. So I see that
yeah,
one of our guests is
little bit of
back.
poor connection.
Oh, I see. So tell me
Yeah,
about what your where you're located and what you're doing nowadays.
I'm located in Puttur.
Right.
Like I'm uh,
In South India, yeah.
yeah, in South India.
And
So
are you studying?
yeah, I'm studying in engineering in. So I'm studying engineering in Dayanand Sagar. Uh,
Right.
so
Happy to
yeah,
have you
that's it.
because I wanted to have
Uh,
the youngsters' perspective as well.
yeah,
Just understand
I'm
your
little bit weak in English, so I'm making up myself.
yeah,
So
you're
I'm
doing
little
great.
bit nervous.
Yeah, you're doing great. Like it's. I know you're a young person, so I know it's a little bit like a new experience to come and
Yeah,
in our live show, but it
yeah,
takes a lot of courage. So I'm really
yeah,
happy that you took the chance and you came.
yeah,
That's really
yeah.
great. I
Thank
know
you.
it's not
Yeah,
easy for you, and your
yeah,
English is excellent. So so
yeah,
you're going to college, right?
yeah. I'm going to college
Okay.
in.
So when we were talking earlier, I was explaining that loneliness does not, being alone does not equal loneliness. So some people, they
Yeah,
live in very countries where there's not much population
yeah,
and are not at all lonely. And then there
yeah.
are people who live in countries where uh, basically
Uh,
I think we're having a technical issue here.
yeah.
Some people
No,
live in
I'm
countries with
clear.
a lot of people and, they still
Yeah,
feel very lonely. So I think part of it is just understanding that um, it's something to do with our mindset. So I wanted to
yeah,
ask you,
yeah,
what are your tips for getting, away from like being isolated? So how, if you go to college and it's new
yeah,
or a new place, can you
yeah.
share with the viewers some of your ideas about how do you make friends?
Make friends. First of all, we have to leave a ego that uh, we have to be polite to them and say hello, how are you? Make friends like hello, I'm your new friend, and observe them. if they are doing good, so then we have to like uh, make friends like
So the first step you're saying is
we
that you
yeah
want to go up to them and talk to them, and so you want to take the initiative.
yeah I have to, yeah yeah I have to take initiative from them. Then I have to know how good are they. Then yeah, that's it.
So
First of
taking
all,
interest. So you like
we
to
shouldn't have
take the interest.
admit that. Uh, Sorry.
You're saying take interest in others, like,
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
and you also
we
mentioned about ego, like, so you do you mean like what do you mean like we should be like, oh,
we
we should
should be
not act.
polite. That we should not wait for them. That they should come and speak to us. If we are interested, we have to go make friends, and should bend over. That's a point of me.
So we have to make friends, like we have to take the initiative. We have to
There's a
try to break
technical
the
issue,
ice.
I think so.
Break the ice. So you feel ego is a big issue? So I guess we're having some technical issues. So when until they come back, I'm going to just keep talking about this issue. So he was saying that the first step is if you're feeling lonely, sometimes it's because we are feeling that others should come to us. We feel that others should approach us. And sometimes when you're isolated, you start with a thought process like, I'm isolated, I'm lonely, so maybe I'm not worthy of friends. And then this thought process leads to a feeling, and your feeling is all about, like you start to feel like you're not worthy of friends. So I'm alone because I'm not worthy of friends. And then because of that feeling, you won't approach people, right? And then when you
Yeah,
don't approach people, then you become more lonely. So it's like it starts with a negative thought, right?
yeah,
And so we have to change our mindset also. So we have
yeah.
to say
That's
that I am alone, and the reason why I'm alone
yeah,
is because I might have some situation,
yeah,
and so maybe I stay in a place I'm new, and so we have to tell ourselves that you're alone, and that's okay.
yeah.
Hi, so I'm so
Hello,
happy to
Hi.
hello,
Mr.
Gurana.
Hi.
B.R. Guru.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
coach.
we are good.
Sorry, there was some technical issues, so I could not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was struggling to join.
yeah, I realized, and we also had some connectivity issues from Puttur, India
yeah.
also. So,
uh,
so
I'm also
he has
having some
and
technical issues.
exited.
Sorry. If I live in the middle, sorry, please don't mind.
No, you're welcome to stay, because it's a great learning experience for you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Because
Yeah, yeah,
I'm lucky to have our experienced guest, Mr. B.R. Guraj, social analyst.
yeah.
So tell me,
Hello.
so I was really excited to know your views about loneliness, Mr. Guraj. So could you share that? So Mr. Srinivas is sharing that part of the problem is ego hangups. So when he goes to college and he's new, then sometimes people have ego. They don't want to break the ice and go and say hello and try to make friends. So he said the first step is to go and say hello and make friends and take initiative.
Hmm.
So Mr. Guraj, what are your
Yes.
views about loneliness and that topic?
Yeah. See, loneliness happens, according to me, my experience. There are two major uh, uh, categories of loneliness. One is loneliness happens because of our own activities, like, for example, yeah, like it happens the way of our expectation. The second one is it happens due to some unfortunate incidents. Okay, I will talk about the first part actually. The first part of loneliness is like, for example, you a child, who has been taken care well in their childhood by their mother or father, then suddenly when he or she comes out of their family and stays, like it may be for various reasons, for studies or for a job or something, then a sudden there will be a gap, there will be a gap, something is missing, like he will be expecting something, like we all know that though we would have grown so big, there will be somewhere in our mind, there will be a baby kind of a mind will be there inside us. Everybody, we have some or the other in our mind, will be like feeling like babies. We expect something, like we would have gone and brought up with some care actually, like my mother would have taken care well when I wanted something. So that love and that feeling I will be missing. So when I start expecting those love or affection, then if I don't get that, then I start feeling loneliness. That is, in other way, we can say that the loneliness happens due to an expectation, some or the other expectation. If we understand that, okay, my mind or my body is expecting something, when I'm not getting that in a proper way, in a way what I wanted, then I start feeling loneliness. Okay, it's all about love and affection, which I used to get and now I'm not getting, and the attention what I used to get, now I'm not getting. Okay, so that is, for example, a boy who is an orphan, like he would have gone and brought up without anybody's care, like he has all alone. He has born up like he has grown on alone. He will not have any kind of this problem actually. That loneliness will not be there because he has not experienced that love or affection or attention from other people, what generally like most of the people get. Okay, so that is one kind of attention. So the best way to attack the loneliness is be friendly with everybody and have a good helping nature, and you have to like what we say that like when you start feeling loneliness, the only medicine what I feel is come out of the expectation level. Okay, that is first point. Then start looking at the people who are suffering, like you go to one orphanage or you go to some old age home and do some service there. Okay, for free of cost, without any expectation. Don't expect that they say thank you to you. Okay, just go and do some service and come back and look at their face. That's enough. Okay, the face, if you see their face and the happiness what you get by looking at him and by the thought that you have done some service to them, to the people who are like some old age people will be there, old age homes will be there. If you serve them well and the happiness what you get, the loneliness will disappear from your mind actually. Then you will feel so happy that with a feeling that you have done something useful in your life. Okay, that is one way where you can overcome this loneliness, and gradually your attitude, this attitude, helping nature and the care what you take care of the people whom you want, then the reaching out to the people, that attitude will make you lots of friends, and unknowingly you will observe that people will start looking at you and they'll pay attention to you and they will start taking care of you, and that is another bonus what we can say to what you get actually. It's a reward kind of a thing. So you will be totally coming out of loneliness. So this is first part of loneliness what I can say.
Yes.
So do you have any?
So you're saying that the key point and very valuable point you made is that a lot of the loneliness we get is from our own expectations. So if we go to another, like a new country, you're expecting that everybody would be like your mother and back home, and it's not going to happen. So we have to be very lower our expectations to almost nothing. That's important. And the best way to solve it, from your view, is to give something. So to help people who are needy, And it could be small ways
Yeah.
or big ways, but we make a habit of helping and extending ourselves. So we are in this bubble, and then we go beyond the bubble and we connect with other humans in humanity in a helping way.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, when you put out that helping, warm, loving, compassionate energy, then that's going to come back to you multiplied, right?
Yeah.
And then it helps
That is a
to remove it, and it also makes the world a better place, and you also feel useful. So even if you get nothing back,
yeah.
you stop from going to a very limited person to an unlimited person. So that is a very
Yeah.
valuable point. I really appreciate it. Many of our viewers will get a lot of help from that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So there is another side of loneliness what I wanted to address here. The one side I have already told you, that is that happens when you are young actually. So now you are a family man, and you have done, like you are done with your life very well. You have led your life in a happy moment. Okay, then at one point of time, it's an unfortunate situation, we need to think how to overcome this situation also. Like at one point of time, like for example, husband and wife. Okay, they used to be together very in a happy moment. Then suddenly husband or wife has left the family. Okay, maybe might have like he or she, whoever is one of the family member is not no more. Okay, due to various reasons. Okay, then there will be a sudden gap in the family, in the person who is still there. Okay, in the circle, and that is a big like it's a big pain for him actually in his mind actually, like suddenly one person was there all these years with me, and now suddenly he or she is not there with me, and immediately he may not feel anything. There will not be any loneliness going forward after maybe a 6 months or 1 year. He starts feeling that something is missing in his life, and sometimes he may not talk to anybody also, like he feels very lonely, like he feels that he has lost everything. Okay, this is an unfortunate situation, like this type of loneliness is an unfortunate loneliness. So how to overcome this situation, so that is also important actually. So this is another side of the loneliness. So uh, how to overcome this is the way you live in your life actually, like when you are healthy, when you are strong, and when you are okay in your family with everybody, then always what I request everybody, that we need to make lots of good friends and good well wishers. We should have these people around us actually. You know that a human is a social being, so we need to be in a social atmosphere with all good people, like who are really well wishers, and this happens when you are a good person, and you take care, you feel good to you wish good to others, and people will also feel wish good to you. So when you have led your life in this atmosphere, in this way, you will make lots of good friends around you. So suddenly when you have this kind of a situation, like a loneliness, when you're missing your partner like that, then when you start feeling lonely, immediately the people around you will start observing you, and they will take care of you. They will come and talk to you. They will show some concern to you, and you will never feel that you are lonely in your life. Okay, this is the way. It is all about the way how we have to live in when we are strong and healthy. We should not always be like an egoistic person and a very rude person, or if you are like that, people, okay, when you are strong and healthy, people will come to you again. They may, because they want some work from you, so they will give respect, they will show you love, and they will talk to you. So suddenly when you are not okay, then people will go. Okay, so always make a policy in your life that be very happy, and take care of your health very well, and also be a good person, like be a caring person to others when you are talking to others. Okay, and be like a very responsible, helping natured person in the society. So this helps a lot.
Absolutely right. So I guess part of it is that sometimes when we are blessed with a good family, and let's say somebody gets married and they have nice, wife and kids, then they think it's forever, right? But the thing
Yeah,
to remember, or if you're having a good position in society, you're like a celebrity in your work, and then you throw yourself more and more into work. But people don't realize that life is full of change. Suddenly everything could be lost. People could, something could happen.
yeah,
So it's important to build when you're, like you said, when you're doing well, build a resilience. And one of the ways to build a resilience is social network. And so
yeah,
to be a good friend. And the other thing is we need to be very aware of this loneliness in others. So, if you see
yeah,
anybody sitting very alone in a place, or they appear lonely,
yeah,
another symptom is they talk a lot. You know how some people, they write really long emails and talk a lot? That means they're lonely. So we need
yeah,
to be aware. We
yeah,
need to help them. We need to give them company. We need to give them a listening ear. So we need to be aware of loneliness and help others. Plus, you said building a social network is all about noticing others' difficulties and helping there. So taking it as an opportunity to build those bridges, which will later on be beneficial for us also, right? Like in a practical way.
yeah,
I think we
yeah,
expect, but if you keep on doing good for others and you keep on building this, deep relationships with others, and not just one person, but several, then eventually it will be a very good, strong support for you in the later years. Right?
yeah.
And so, Mr.
That's right.
I wanted to ask you about friendship. So, what tips do you give people to be a good friend? So, like, if you could explain some of those things you like to see in a friend.
Can you repeat that question again? I could not hear
Well,
properly.
actually, for the other guest, but I don't know if he can hear me. Okay, anyway, we'll talk to you. So, what are
Oh,
some of the tips? Can you hear me? No, he has
hello.
some connectivity. So,
Yeah, some poor connection here.
can you put
Can you hear me?
yeah, what do you expect to have in a friend? Like, what are the qualities you like in a friend?
Quality about a good friend is a friend who speaks up, like what wrongs and rights we do know. That must be perfect. Must be corrected by themselves. Them, like, if I'm wrong, they should say I'm wrong. So if I'm right, they should stand with me. So that's the main thing I have to see. Then then uh, yeah, that's the main thing, I think so.
Like honesty. So,
Then
when you're trying to
uh,
get out of loneliness, you're looking for friends
honesty. Yeah,
who are honest, and they give
yeah,
you valuable feedback, and they're very straightforward. And you don't want people who are
yeah.
just sugarcoating everything and trying to, make you feel good. You want to have honesty and deep connection, and
They must
um,
be like how they are in front of us. From back also, they have to support the same with us. That's the
oh,
point that I wanted to say.
and
Yeah,
they should be in your corner, not just talking nice, but acting, having good
yeah,
actions,
yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
right? And how about you, Mr. Gurraj? What are the qualities you'll seek in?
No, there are friendship is something which is very like I say that it's very divine thing. Why I am saying it is divine is I have experienced various types of friendships actually. So, for example, I will tell you it might have happened to many of you also. Like when you are going in a flight or when you are going in a something, like when you look at somebody's face, okay, you feel something okay very close to you, something who is very close to you, and if you and he may or he may not like you also, but when you talk to him or when you are nearby him, you will there will be some connect with you and with that other person, okay. And sometimes when he also responds to you in the same way manner how you have responded, then you both connect each other actually. So then the real friendship happens actually. That friendship, the bonding between those kind of friendship will last for longer time. And similarly, when you see look at somebody's face, you may not feel comfortable with, even though he is very friendly and very he may be very good also. But when you go to him and talk to him, you may not be comfortable talking to him. Okay, so you may not connect to him properly. So then those kind of friendship may not last for longer time. So that is one type of friendship. Another type of friendship is like when you are in school, you will have lots of friends with you. When I was in school, I had lots of, almost everybody was a friend with me. And as and when I grew up, like when I came to college, my college classmates, they supposed to be once upon a time they used to be my friends, and only few people know me now, and even they would have forgotten. So it's all like ongoing friendship like that. They may not last for longer time. And another kind of friendship is like understanding each other. Like this is a real kind of a friendship. So when you do a friendship with him, the person who can really understand your character well, and who also gives respect to you, your values, and also he corrects you when you are wrong. Actually, it is not necessary that he is always saying yes to your points. Okay, he is also a not good friend actually. He should be able to correct when you are wrong. He should say, no, this is not right, because of this reason you are not right. He should be able to correct us. He should also be able to appreciate us and support us morally. So I feel that those kind of person who is really caring you, he is your nice friend. So that is a very precious kind. Like he'll become very precious to you. Those kind of friends, and you having expected this from the other side, the same thing you should also be like that actually. Very pure at heart, and there should not be, you should not expect anything from him, and always try to help him when he is down, you bring him up. So that is a real friendship. What you both should be in the same pitch actually.
That's really great. So what I'm hearing
That's
from
a great point.
from both of you, I'm hearing. So that the key point you said is you really prefer to have a friend who is very straightforward, and if you are going in the wrong path, they're willing to say it. They're willing to tell you that this is the wrong path, and please don't go there because you're going to get hurt. And from that, you can make out they're going against you in a way like they're disagreeing, but they're disagreeing with good intention. So that is the person that you value in your life. The other thing is that they're supportive. So unconditional support and love. So when you have you're having an issue, then they're always there for you. And so that reliability and support is very important. And then you mentioned that like sometimes these people are you have acquaintances. So yeah, I think friendship is like a garden. So we cannot expect the garden will grow well if we don't water it. So nowadays people put a lot of importance on money and material possessions and status. And unfortunately, in the process, they already are blessed with good friends, but they don't water those friendships. They don't maintain. So they don't call these people up or text them, ask about them. They just assume that these people will be there. But if we don't continually water the garden of friendship, then we cannot expect that it will remain, right? So we also have to give importance for friendship, because when we're later on in trouble, we'll need those friends. So we really need to, as you said, maintain the relationships, right?
Yeah, this is a friendship. The friends are in our entire life. The part, word called friendship and a friend is very precious thing actually. It's like is one of the very important part of life actually. Having good friends, and the word friend itself, the friend itself is a precious thing, and losing or gaining also is a very matters a lot in our life.
Yes. The other thing you mentioned, I think both of you mentioned, is the point that we have to be a good friend. And so,
Yeah, we first having a good friend is not enough. We should also be the same actually.
yeah. So the paramount thing is
Yeah.
when you're like when Srinivas was saying that in order to make a friend, we have to be a friend. We have to be friendly, and that is our natural quality. So remember when you were 4 or 5 years old, you wanted to make friends with everybody. You didn't care if they're rich or poor or everybody you wanted to go and make friends. So that natural quality of friendliness, we have to invoke that and then start to you
Yeah,
express it more like just like a childlike friendliness. And so when
yeah,
you're really friendly and the childlike sincerity, purity, just wanting
yeah,
to and spend time with them. That we have to be a good friend, like you said, be quiet, be there for them in their difficulty, and then only we can expect that others would be. So we have to be the change that we wish to seek, right? So, Mr. Srinivas, what do you think about what are the things that you can use, like activities to foster the friendship and increase the friendship, deepen it? I think we lost him.
yeah. It's
Okay,
line
you go.
disconnected. Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you would advise people to use? So they have a friend, it seems that the friend is understanding, accepting them. So then what do you suggest to deepen that friendship?
Yeah, so just to deepen that friendship is see actually once you are a true friend, there is nothing called deepening the friendship or something. We are already like matured way we know each other very well actually. And if I tomorrow in my bad mood, if I say something like which can hurt his ego, and if he felt bad by my words, that means he has not understood me properly because like that means there is no bonding happened actually. It's like in an amateur stage. So the real friend, like if he understands me very well or if I understand him very well, whatever the situation of that day happened, so we know each other actually. Ultimately, like we know who is what, like why he immediately we can figure out why he spoke to me like that. So we don't mind each other actually. So that kind of a relationship is a real friendship actually. So it's we need not do any put any efforts to strengthen it the friendship or deepening how to improve the friendship. Okay, it's all about our human nature and the our pure heart, what we give it to him actually, and the same way the pure heart what he has given to me and the feelings what we share with each other. Okay, it depends on that. It's an ongoing process actually,
So
and we should know like the thing is we both should be in the same pitch and we yeah,
that's really
so
beautiful.
that is more important.
I think that the point you said is so deep. So we have to be just like the children make friendship, right? Like completely connect
Yeah,
and understanding. And so I guess that unconditional love and understanding is important for friendship. And and we
yeah,
have to
when we have
that
a
though. Like if we start to pick at every little thing, and so it's something we have to be mindful of, like that we're not judging them too harshly and we are not trying to misunderstand or we are not projecting our negative mood on them. We have to be very mindful that we are coming from a place of unconditional understanding and compassion, right? That maybe they're going through
yes,
something, maybe so we have to be that's a very beautiful point you made. So we have to have that understanding, and otherwise it's very superficial. If we are expecting them to be like us and to behave a certain way, then it's not friendship. We are being very superficial. So in order to deepen
yeah,
friendship, we have to deepen our understanding of others, right?
yeah.
And also
So we
them.
should
Like you said,
have that in understanding. Yeah.
accepting them like
So friendship,
exactly as they are.
yeah, yeah. Friendship is all about understanding each other and having unconditional love to each other actually. So that is a friendship actually. The what we there should not be any expectations from him actually. So if you go in this way, like without any expectation, giving unconditional love to your friend, then the same thing you will get also from his side. So that happens definitely. So this takes us to a next level actually.
That's actually right. So I guess we are going from a point of ego. Ego means I, right? Just finite. To infinite, which means we are all one. So when we go and we have the mindset, we are all one, like, he suffers or they suffer as I suffer. So we are one. And then we try to go and connect with them from that point of view, not allowing the ego to come in the way. And from the ego comes the expectation. Then we could have a very good and deep friendship. And then we are feeling supported too, right? And the other point I wanted to make, just to add to that, is a beautiful point you made, is regarding cultivating friendship with ourselves. So I have a lot of people are telling me, I give so much to everybody. I do so much. I'm a good friend, and everybody, at the end of the day, everybody leaves me or they use me. So then I don't want friends anymore, they say. But one thing I wanted to say about that, just to add to your good point, is that first is we have to cultivate friendship with ourselves, and we have to learn how to be happy alone. So let's say you're alone, and let's say that person is in a family or married, but their spouse and the other family members are gone for the day, and they're at home alone. So they have to learn how to be alone happily. When you learn to love yourself and your company, then you will not be a burden to others, because I know people, they cannot stay alone. So let's say their, friends all went away. They'll constantly text them. Then they want to get a reply because they don't like their aloneness. But when you enjoy your aloneness and your own company, and when you start to make your own interests, enjoy the solitude and contemplation and silence, then you'll find you can offer a lot to friendship because you don't burden the other with your neediness, So when we are more fulfilled on our own, we actually can be a better friend. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. First, we should be a good friend to ourselves. Like we should understand ourselves properly, and we should not be very expecting something like this one. It's all happens through expectation, actually, mainly. Yeah. So how can we be like that actually? So that is important. Like it's very difficult to be be a good friend to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, because we expect lots of things in our life. Actually, we want lots of people to come and talk to us. They should praise us. They should say, "Oh, you are looking beautiful," like that. We expect so many expectations are there. So we should first thing is we should love ourselves first. Actually, we should be a good friend with us. Like if I am alone, for example, if I am alone, I have a good friend sitting next to me. Even now he is sitting next to me. So we should be like that actually. So I can talk to him anytime I want. Whatever way I want, I can talk to him. Okay, so it's one way of sharing our views to ourselves. So that also reduces the loneliness to some extent, to we can say a major extent also. Okay.
That's right.
That's
right.
Nice
I have like that person I was explaining, they were saying, like I'm always there. I listen to my friends, I do everything, right? But then they find like, they feel like they're used. But actually, when I talk to them in detail, they don't care for themselves. They don't, they work too many hours. They don't do any exercise. They don't eat their favorite foods. They don't even give themselves even a little bit of love. And then they're completely empty, and they're not a friend to themselves, and they even criticize themselves in their own mind. And when that happens, they cannot have friends or be a friend because they're not even a friend to themselves. So it's very, as you said, very important that we start with that self-friendship, befriend ourselves. And also, some people I find, don't you find they try to distract themselves from themselves? Like if they get alone, they want
because they are expecting the attention from others.
They don't even like themselves. They have some issues and they want to, they don't even like themselves. And then in order to get away, if they get a moment, they'll be on the internet or call a friend, or because they don't even like themselves, even the least amount. And because they don't spend time with themselves, and they also criticize themselves. So if we do the opposite, we try to notice our own good qualities. We have to try to spend time with ourselves alone, right? And have enough rest
Yeah.
and take good care of yourself, like your mother used to care when you were little. Now, when you're an adult, take good care of yourself. Get your sleep, get your rest, get your exercise, do your meditation. And then when you do that, you'll
Yeah.
like yourself more.
Yeah, in this one, meditation helps us a lot. See, always when we do something, you might have observed that somewhere internally in your mind, somebody will be advising you, somebody will be talking to you. You might have, like, when you think deeply, you will feel that actually. See, when you are trying to do something, for example, if you are eating some junk food, okay, internally there will be some advice coming in your mind actually. Okay, well, it's too much of eating, don't eat, spoil, you may spoil your this one, something will come inside you. Or if you are watching a movie for very long hours, some advice will be coming to you, something like, okay, don't do, or do it like that, or something, or in some way there will be something, okay, yeah, I'm feeling something good, okay, why can't I try that, some internally, some provocation, some advice. That means there is a friend inside within us. It may be our soul, or it may be something, I don't know.
Your higher
So
self.
which talks to
Your higher
which
self.
talks to us
That's it,
actually.
right? Your higher
Okay,
self.
so yeah, so it talks to us. So he is our first good friend actually. Like you should know how to talk to him and how should be good to him actually. So
You're
like
right.
that we can overcome this loneliness.
You're right. So that's the
And also the social media chatting is there. No? Social media chatting also will not help you in coming out of awareness, because social media chatting activity, like once you send a message hi or something, some smileys, that the moment you send something, the immediately your mind starts expecting a reply for that.
Mhm.
Okay, when you get a reply, okay, you will again reply back, and that expectation and replying back, that happens. Once by some situation, if the other end, if you don't get a reply, then you will feel some desperation. Once you say some comment to somebody, and if you are not getting a reply immediately or within a certain time, then you will feel very desperated, and it will disturb your mind actually.
Mhm.
So
And
the people who are thinking that I can overcome loneliness by having lots of social media friends around me, also may not help you.
you're right. And then it also becomes a burden because let's say you're
Yeah,
working and then you're
yeah,
having all the social, like a lot of people on social media, then it becomes like a cause of sadness and tiredness and depression because your free time is devoted
yeah,
to answering everything and then you have no time for
yeah,
yourself, so it can actually make
yeah,
one's mental health really bad. And another point you made about the expectation is important. So I know one lady and she was telling me like she's older, like in her 60s, and she says, my son doesn't call. I have two sons. They don't call me, they don't text
yeah.
me, and they don't answer my text also. Right? And I was
Okay.
explaining to her that that's the problem with this texting and social media, right? Like you said. So it distorts the relationship. For example, I want to ask you, do you know some people they never text you, they never write you, but if you go to meet them, they really love you?
Yeah,
Like many people are there,
I
right?
have
Like
seen
that,
many
like in
people
your
like that.
family.
Yeah, because the reason means the reason the what we immediately think is, if I text him, he's so egoistic, he's not texting me
Yeah,
back. If I say good morning or something, he's not replying me back.
yeah,
He's so egoistic. Like that we think immediately.
yeah,
But actually the situation is not like that. If you go and talk to him personally, he'll be very happy to talk to you and spend time with you.
yeah,
So you will feel a totally different picture.
yeah.
There are many people are there like that.
That's right.
So you cannot judge anything by in social media
You're
or in
right.
a text
You're
thing.
absolutely, and they really
Yeah,
care
you
about
can
you.
never judge a people like
Like some people, like when I was growing up, like I had some neighbors, and like I didn't see them for a long time. like until I finished my degree, because I moved from that place. Then for some reason I had to go back to that place. And then when I met them, they were so kind, they were so helpful. We didn't even text any one time, we didn't even write one time. But that love was still there, but there was no texting. And the opposite is true. Do you know some people, they're very nice in their mouth, very good in the texting, very beautiful words are coming, but in your heart when you meet them, they don't really like love you, or they're not even on your side or supportive.
Yeah, that depends on their priorities.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that visibly they're texting,
Yeah.
but inside they're not having
Yeah.
that feeling for you, like, of
Yeah.
affection. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people are using the texting to judge the person's affection for them, and that can be very misleading, right?
Yeah, it may be misleading actually.
Yeah.
So
That
the
doesn't mean-
people who
that
is
doesn't
not texting as per expectation, it may not. We cannot say. For example, I myself actually, there are many friends who text me and wishes me for my birthday or for any occasions. But most of the text I am unable to reply. The simply thing is texting in mobile is very difficult thing for me. So I may just say send some smiley, some icon, something like that. So because texting in mobile is very difficult task for me. So
Right.
I will not text them in the way what they expect actually. So this happens actually.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I have forgotten them or I have ego or something.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people are you have very, in your heart, you have very good wishes for them, but they may not receive the text evidence of that. But they should not conclude and jump to the conclusion that, like that lady, I was explaining to her, I said, your son's not writing the text or whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like you, but maybe
Yeah.
they're going through some problem and they don't want to like worry you. So instead of, you'll be able to tell if they call you back, you can tell from their tone of voice. So they may be just quiet for a bit until they can settle their issue, and then they will, meet you. So it doesn't have to be, one for one. It's not a business. So that's the other thing about friendship. We should not treat it like a business. Like, I give you $5, you have to give me $5,
Yeah.
right?
It's friendship is not a business, right?
Yeah. It's not a cheap commodity, right? It's actually,
Yeah. It's something divine for me.
yeah. So it's basically we are expressing our true nature. So, like I said, when children
The
are,
friendship the friendship can happen between husband and wife or father and
Yeah.
son or father and daughter. It happens. The friendship is everywhere in all parts of our life.
actually, the
So,
really,
only thing is we need to understand it, and we should nurture it properly.
yeah.
The main ingredients are unconditional love and without any expectation. That is unconditional love, and we should always be a well wisher to him, and we should say no when it is really no, and we should also uh, praise him, and we should also stop him when he is doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That kind of a caring nature should be there
That's
between
right.
friends.
So I'm going to summarize because all your points are really good. And friendship should be natural, right? Like, when I
Yes,
remember, I know one neighbor's daughter, and she'll just naturally, like when she was little, just 10-year-old kid will give you the flower. Like, it's coming naturally. There's no expectation that you will give something back, right? So, like you said, just to summarize, because you covered so many good points. So the main points are that friendship is something that should be coming naturally, and it is divine, and it is our true nature. And it starts with us being a friend to ourselves. So when we treat ourselves with kindness, care, love, and we take good care of ourselves, then we can be there for others. And when we enjoy our own company, we don't burden others by expecting that they should always be texting us and, calling us and taking us out. We become our own friend, and then we are happy, and then we can be a really good friend. So it starts with us making friends with ourselves. And then, as you said, the friend should be very honest, and he should be, as a friend, there should be transparency, and they should be able to give you negative feedback, and they should be able to also give you appropriate praise. So that honest feedback is very important. And as you said, very caring, always there for others when they need it, and also balanced. So they don't make you also
Yeah.
feel obligated. Like they're in a balanced way. And also, as you said, unconditional acceptance, love, understanding, and kindness. These are the qualities of a beautiful friend. And we all have to start that. As you said in the earlier, the key thing for the loneliness to overcome it is if you find you're lonely for whatever reason, then do those acts of kindness, volunteer, help the elderly neighbor, go and give them some food, help the dog that is, starving in your neighborhood. Go and help people and other beings, and then as you do that, others will open their heart towards you, and you will never feel alone. So that
Yeah.
was such a valuable point and you expressed it so beautifully earlier. I really appreciate, all the heartfelt comments that you have.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So if anything is affecting, like if people are getting benefit out of it, then this session will be a great session for us.
yes, I really appreciate and even I learned so much from your experience. And so, these sessions where you share your honest experience and wisdom is so valuable and I appreciate your taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Okay, take care and have a great day, okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
all the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.